A quarter-century of silence. My affair cost more than I knew. It's been 25 years since I walked away from my marriage, and Daniel has not said a single word to me since. Not during our daughter's wedding. Not when we welcomed our first grandchild. Not even at his mother's funeral. Nothing. Not a glance, not a text. Just silence. That silence became the verdict. His answer to my betrayal. Now at 62, with a man I left him for long gone, and only the consequences of my decisions echoing around me, I keep circling back to the same question. Was it worth it? 25 years. A full quarter of a lifetime. And the cost. The man I once called my husband, Daniel Fing, lost to me in a moment of passion that I mistook for something more. I can still see his expression the day I told him. His face didn't twist with rage. There were no raised voices, no desperate pleading. Just devastation. Quiet, crushing heartbreak. He didn't argue. He didn't try to stop me. He simply stepped back and disappeared. No calls, no letters, no messages in the middle of the night. Just a silence so complete it made me question if I ever mattered at all. That silence bled into everything. My relationship with our children fractured. Emily was just 14 when I left. She couldn't understand why her mother chose a man she barely knew, Mark, a thrill-seeker I met at a conference, over the father who kissed her forehead every night and packed her school lunches. For 3 years, Emily said nothing to me. Even now, decades later, there's a distance between us. Her hugs are polite, not warm. There's a cautiousness in her love I'm not sure I'll ever earn back. Jacob, our son, responded colder. And unlike Emily, he's never warmed since. Friends faded away. Most took Daniel's side. In the circles we once moved in together, I became that woman, the one who threw away a stable life for a fleeting fling. Invitations stopped coming. I heard whispers behind my back at school reunions. Even my own sister paused before letting me hold her newborn son. The guilt never left me. It didn't lessen, it changed. At first, it was a stabbing pain, sharp with remorse over hurting Daniel. Then it turned heavy, thick, like tar. A realization. I traded something solid and enduring for a rush that didn't last. I told myself Daniel's silence would fade. Maybe after the kids grew up. Maybe if he fell in love again. But it never happened. His silence wasn't passive. It was deliberate. A wall he never let down, one built out of pain, but kept standing with precision. And what about the man I left him for? Mark and I lasted 4 years. That's it. 4 chaotic, unpredictable years. Yes, the passion was intense, at first. But the excitement faded quickly. Mark, who swept me off my feet in hotel rooms, couldn't be bothered to run simple errands. He was impulsive, unreliable, and selfish. He gave me adrenaline, not stability. Through all of this, I did grow. Not in the way I imagined, not in liberation or freedom, but in painful self-awareness. I learned I was capable of hurting someone deeply. That the need to feel desired can blind you to the steady kind of love that matters more. That the freedom I thought I wanted was sometimes just loneliness dressed up as escape. For a brief time, I felt alive. No routine, no responsibilities. Just the high of something new. But life caught up. The bills still came. Illnesses. Aging. And Mark. He wasn't the kind of man who stayed for the hard parts. Was it all worth it? The romance. The risk. I used to replay our first night like it was a movie. Every glance, every touch. But now, it's not that memory that lingers. It's the image of Daniel quietly handing me a cup of tea when I was overwhelmed. Holding me after my father died. Showing up, over and over, with quiet strength and no need for fanfare. The affair was a flash of light. But my marriage, that was a fire. Slow burning. Steady. Still glowing even when I was too blind to see it. Daniel's silence wasn't just punishment. It was a mirror. It forced me to sit with my truth. No second chances. No false reunions. Just reality. And that truth. I chose this life. I walked away. I lit the match. So, was it worth it? No. Not by a long shot. Would I make the same choice again, knowing what I know now? Absolutely not. Not because my life is empty. I've rebuilt, in some ways, but because I finally understand what I threw away. Some choices don't just carry regret, they leave permanent holes. Some losses never heal. Daniel's silence taught me that. And maybe, in its own harsh way, that was the lesson I needed. If you're standing at a crossroads, on the verge of a decision that could reshape everything, stop. Take a breath. Play it forward. Picture the end, not just the beginning. Because some silences last forever. And some regrets never fade. So I ask you, was your what if worth the everything you risked? Share your thoughts below. Have you ever walked away from something only to realize, too late, it was priceless?